حبيبي نعم هل رايتني مثل أزهار تتفتح اليوم وتتحجب غدا.
In your music, one can hear a lot of influences. As far as I'm concerned, it's just something around the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, I would say that it comes from different cultures I've been born into. So I'm from an Algerian family, but born in France, so on the other side of the Mediterranean. And then I lived many years also in Spain. So this is also another part of Mediterranean Sea, where I met a lot of musicians also that made me listen to different sounds. But the thing is that I started music at the beginning with, we call it like Arabo-Andalus, means like the classical music from north of Africa. So I was playing the mandolin and singing when I was like a little child, like maybe 5 years. And it's like a music that you learn by ear. So everything in Arabic. And then I was into classical music, but the Occidental one, with my cello. I did a whole career as a classical cellist. So this is already two worlds that are inside of me, musically, culturally. This is something I learned. And I would add the Occidental music that is very present in Europe, which goes from jazz to funk to soul, that comes from, obviously, from America. But this is a music that my parents loved so much when I was a child. So it was the music that we were listening at home. Either soul, either Middle East singers like Abdel Wahab, Kulthum, Fayrouz. More and more I grow up, I find a link between those musics. There are musics of the soul, of the heart, of something very rooty. And the blues of Arabic music is actually taken from the blues of Black American people. You know, gospel is trance music, and our music has a lot of repetitions also. It's very long. And there is this link that I definitely do.
I think, yeah, you mentioned it. It's kind of transformed you to something outer space, to something higher, maybe.
Sometimes I feel that I am a tool as a human being between something that comes and goes inside of me, transforms and go back. And sometimes I feel when I write, for example, when I compose, that I completely forget where it comes from. Like the next day I wake up and I have a melody, or I have written something, and I feel sometimes it's not really me. I don't know how to explain it. It might be like, I don't want it to sound like too mystical, but I think I'm just a tool. And I think also musicians in general are a tool of an understanding of the world. And I understand what is Arabic culture. I understand what is Occidental culture. I live it, I experience it, and somehow I give it back.
You sing in different languages, and each of the language has something to do with the culture, of course.
It does.
That influence you in this moment.
It does. The sound of every language says something, and connects me to the culture where I move, like Arabic, the sound of Arabic is bringing me to my roots, to kind of a spiritual way of seeing life. The French is something that is more maybe rational and a lot of thoughts, like my brain works a lot in French. Mm-hmm. And then in English, I talk a lot of feelings.
But do you know what love is? And how can you give me the answer to this? How? So do you know what love?
So is it any spiritual thing that your parents believed in? Something like
yeah, I come from a Muslim background. Even though my parents changed a lot during their life, they were like believers. I would say believers from the Islam religion, like culturally also. It's because it's part of the culture, and then they moved from religious beliefs to, I would say, just spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
And they kind of like backed off from pure religion, let's say.
And you personally?
I had like very young, around 10, 11, 12, already thoughts about like, do I believe, do I don't believe? Mm. And I wanted to be, I wanted to know what was my belief. So, and I chose really early to not believe in God, in the religion God. So I was very sure of this, like that was not my path to believe in this. But then, like, you know, beliefs are very important in life, because I really think that if there is no beliefs, there is no feelings, and if there is no belief, there is no feelings, there is no life. So we need beliefs to be able to support and to handle life. Maybe you can change your beliefs in your life. Yeah. Depends on what situation you are in. So it's an ongoing process. It can be moved. This is not something I believe that it is steady and it has to stay like this. You know.
هذا هو مجرى التاريخ نغم وألوان وحقيقة بشوي شوي بشوي شوي I understand بشوي شوي بشوي شوي